Hey guys, it's Abby. I am back with another video, and it's really weird because I haven't sat down to talk to you guys in a while because I had to pre-film and I was out of town for a week, so it's nice to be back. Even though you guys haven't really not seen me, I haven't seen you, you know what I mean? Anyways, today I have my first unboxing. Like, I've gotten packages and unboxed them and then hold them for you guys, but like I'm always way too eager and I open the boxes ahead of time, so this is the first time I've actually like waited, you know? And I even kind of have cheated because I did open the box, but I swear I haven't looked in it yet because I don't even remember what I bought. And also, I have a couple other books that I bought while I was out of town, so I went home, like this is my college home, and I went home for, what's it called? Spring break, and I bought quite a few books while I was there, so yeah, I'm going to do the unboxing first because I want to know what is in this freaking box, and I have been waiting. So I've got all this crazy paper, and this is my first ever order from Book Outlet, so that's also super exciting. Okay, now I'm starting to remember what I got. Okay, let's dig in here. So the first book that I see is 5 to 1 by Holly Bodger, and I've never heard of this book, but I saw it on Book Outlet and I thought it looked really pretty, so I checked out what the description was and it sounded really cool. So okay, I'm just going to read a little bit of the inside because I think it explains it very well. So it says, in the year 2054, after decades of gender selection, India has a ratio of 5 boys to every girl, making women an incredibly valuable commodity. Tired of wedding their daughters to the highest bidder and determined to finally make marriage fair, the women who formed the country of Koyangar have instituted a series of tests so that every boy has the chance to win a wife. So basically it follows this girl who really doesn't want to be anybody's wife and this boy who really doesn't want to marry anybody, and how they are kind of like cheating the system. And it sounds really cool. It goes through alternating points of views, and half of it, like the girls I think is told in prose and the boys is told, no. The girls is told through poetry and the boy is told through prose, which I thought was really cool, and I love the combination of poetry and fiction, and I think it's really interesting. And I'm excited to see how this one goes. I have heard mixed feelings on Goodreads because I did check out Goodreads before I bought it, but I still wanted to do it, so I got it anyways. The next one I see in here is Spellcaster by Claudia Gray. Also one that I have not heard of, but it's about witches. Something about witchcraft and dark magic, and this girl realizing that there's dark magic in her town and that she actually is a witch, and this boy who knows that he shouldn't be with her, and it's like a love story. And I don't know, that's kind of one of my trigger things where I automatically buy a book is when it has witches in it, because I don't know, I just really enjoy reading about those. So this one should be really cool. It had like relatively good ratings on Goodreads, so I'm excited. The next two are ones that I have heard of. I'm gonna put this box on the ground. So first I have Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carriage, and this one I at first thought was gonna be really weird because it's kind of got an interesting cover, but I think it is a historical fiction about a girl, and it's like they go through like etiquette school, but they're spies, and spies, etiquette schools, like that's a yes for me. And I've actually heard really good things about this one from Reagan at Peruse Project. She's talked about these in her videos. I'm like pretty sure, I can't completely remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure that was her. And I don't know, this looks like a quick, fun read. It sounds like a fun series, and I'm excited to see what this has in it. I apologize for my hair. It's very bad right now because I've slept in these braids for 3 days. So I put a hat on, and hopefully, yeah, let's just not even talk about it. The last one in my unboxing is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I have not read anything by Libba Bray, but everybody talks so much of this book. I did not know it was going to be so large. It doesn't look that large on camera, but it is really big. How many pages are in this thing? It's like 600 pages. Wow. But this is another historical fiction-esque thing, but I think there are superpowers involved. I really don't know much about it. It takes place in the 20s. Everybody loves this one, so I'm excited to read it, and I've been super into historical fiction lately, which is just such a turn because I used to hate it and not enjoy it at all, but I don't know, everything I've been buying is historical fiction, so I'm excited. I've been waiting for this book to come back onto Book Outlet because it's gone for a little while, so I snatched it up while I could. And all of those books were in total like maybe $11, so Book Outlet, it's great. And sometimes I really don't find anything good on there, and I just didn't understand what all the hype was about, but this time I found some really good ones, so I was excited for those. Now for the ones that I bought while I was at home. I bought quite a few. One of them I bought like the night before I went, but like just I've accumulated them. Most of these are historical fiction, but the first one, which one did I pick up first? Let's see. The first one that I picked up is Thanks for the Trouble by Tommy Wallace. I really, really enjoy Tommy Wallace's We All Looked Up. It is one of my favorite covers. It was a really enjoyable read. I loved it, and I saw this, and first I was drawn to the cover because it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at this. I mean, even the inside flap, so pretty. And then I saw Tommy Wallace, and I was like, wow, I loved his writing. And so I pretty much automatically bought it, and it just sounded like a cute little contemporary, but it's actually a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. I've already finished it. I might do a book talk on it, maybe a short little one, just because I have a couple things to say, but not like that many. And basically it's about this boy, and he can't talk after there was an accident and his father died. He has not spoken, and so he speaks through sign language and writing, and he's a writer and writes a lot in his journal. And then he meets this girl in a hotel, and she has a lot to say and seems a little older for her age. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm just saying this is different than what you would expect. It like borderlined onto magical realism, which is one of my like favorite things in the world. So I really did enjoy this. Tommy Wallace's writing is just so beautiful and lyrical, and I think it is because he is a songwriter and a musician, so his words come off very lyrical and musical, and they flow in this really nice way, and I really love it. And so I did really enjoy this book. I think I gave it 4 stars or 3.5 stars. It wasn't like the best thing that I've ever read, but it was very cute, very fun, and really thought-provoking actually when you think about it. They had a lot of things about life and death and what it means to be alive and what it means to die and what it means to live forever, and I definitely do suggest reading this book. So that was one of the ones that I picked up. The next book that I bought while I was at home is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I've seen this book before, and I know it recently came out, and I really, really wanted to read it because I loved the cover and then the back. And I knew that this was about rape and a really heavy topic, but I really wanted to read it. I was intrigued, and people compare it to Speak, which I've never read, but I know people love that book. And I also finished this one, and I'm going to do a book review on it because I absolutely loved it. It was so heart-wrenching and so sad, but it follows this girl who is raped her freshman year of high school, and then it follows her through her freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school and how she's coping and dealing with this traumatic experience. And it is really emotional and really beautifully written, and you feel like you're the one going through what she's going through, and it was an emotional roller coaster. It put me in a bit of a slump for a while there just because I just couldn't think about anything else except this book, so I will do a more extensive talk on it, but I loved this, and I'm really, really excited to talk about it because it's just so good, and I think everybody should read it. Those last 2 books I picked up from Target, and these next 3 I got from Barnes & Noble. And yeah, so first one that I got from Barnes & Noble is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is a poetry book. I've heard a lot of things about it, and I like it because it has she does little drawings in it too. And this book was just beautiful. It was so good. I read it in one sitting, and I really do love poetry, especially contemporary poetry like this. And I think it's just a nice addition to my poetry collection. It goes through 3 different sections: the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. And I thought it was so beautiful. You could definitely tell the difference in the poems through the sections, and it talks a lot about rape and love and beauty and abuse and what it means to be a woman, and a lot of feminist outlooks, and I just absolutely loved this, and I highly, highly suggest it. It was amazing, and one of the most thought-provoking poetry books I've read, and I think it fits really well with my collection, so I'm excited to add this to my shelf. The next 2 books I bought are historical fiction, surprise. So the first one that I got is Out of the Easy by Ruth Petty's. This completes my Ruth Petty's collection, and that's what I wanted because I absolutely love her writing. I've jumped into this one a little bit just to see how it differentiates from the other two, because unlike the other two, this does not take place during World War II. This takes place during the 20s? Yes, the 20s and New Orleans, and it follows a girl whose mother is a prostitute and she works in a bookstore, and she just desperately wants to get out of New Orleans. Like, that's her goal. She's been saving money since she was 15 just to get out, and she also wonders about her absent father. And I love the voice of this character. It sounds really, really fun and still thought-provoking because she kind of gets caught into this mystery of, you know, the brothel and like other things like that. I don't even know, but it sounds super interesting, and it's still got Ruth Petty's beautiful writing in it. So I am really excited to get into this one and read more from her after I finish Salt of the Sea. The next book that I got is The Walled City by Ryan Groudon, and I haven't read Wolf by Wolf, which is Ryan Groudon's more popular book, but this one sounded more interesting to me when I saw it on the shelves. And basically it follows these three characters actually. One is a girl looking for her sister. The other is the sister who is in a brothel and a prostitute ring. And then the third character is a boy who is like wants to escape. And so he teams up with this girl who is, by the way, disguising to be a boy, and they go onto this like drug ring, and it's really, really intense and action-packed. And basically in this walled city, which was a real place, there's tons of drug lords and gangs, and it's extremely dangerous, especially for a woman, because they get immediately put into the human trafficking ring, and it is really intense. And this was an extremely real place, and although this is like super, super fiction, and the author said she didn't want it to be historical fiction, but it kind of gives off that vibe because there's a little fluff. As it does take place in a time period farther back, I think in the maybe the 70s or 80s, I'm not really sure. So she took a lot of liberties in her writing, and I read the author's notes, so that's the only reason I know that. But it sounds so good. I started reading it on my flight, and I'm about 50 pages in, and I absolutely love it. I love the voices of the character. I love the determination and the kind of desperate, like, you feel like you're running the whole time. Like, I felt like I was running a marathon for the entire time. And I am really excited to read the rest of it because I didn't realize how much I would like Ryan Groudon's writing. And after I finish this one, I definitely need to get Wolf by Wolf because it's probably going to be just as good as this one. So that is all of my books that I accumulated in the last couple of weeks. I know it's a lot, but I don't really have an excuse, guys. I don't know why I keep apologizing because it's my money. I'm spending it, so whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys in my next video.